He paid a Wi-Fi bill.
Yeah, look at it. This would be the moment where I want to laugh too. But what he say? He'll whoop Bron.
Yeah, he said he'll swing on Bron if Bron would have swung. He said it would have been immediately.
Look at him.
D-Hen already on trash, bro. He already. This is a devious. Y'all can't see. Devious look on bro face. Devious look on bro face.
Immediately on site, bro.
Who's a Wi-Fi sponsor again? Oh, there we go.
That man put his hands on me, I would have immediately swung.
You can't say that, bro.
Yeah, you a media guy.
Yeah,
bro.
and why would you say that though? Because that was never Bron energy. If he wanted to motherfucker punch you till his motherfucking shoulder fell out of pocket, he could have. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's why like it's the intentional missing of the point by Stephen A. Because what LeBron says is he pressed him because he was getting personal, and then Stephen A. jump out the window and doubles down on the getting personal part by saying I would have had a physical altercation with you and I would have swung on you, and I would have been willing to lose the fight because I wasn't gonna have it be a Chris Rock situation. Like, come on, man. Like LeBron James didn't come up to you to fight you, bro. Like LeBron, we know LeBron calculated. If anything we've seen these past 20 years, we know the man calculated. So why would he jump out the window and beat up a media person, a sports media personality?
You see his hands though,
and then LeBron's response.
I see you, Tank.
First of all, Stephen A. the wife beater is out of pocket.
Well, if you got a right hand, you gonna knock Stephen A. the fuck
out. He don't put that leg. He don't block it at all, dude. That's what Bron was gonna do to Stephen A.
1v1.
Man, what?
On my soul.
I don't want to fight no more.
Same size difference and everything, nigga. Crazy.
Y'all crazy, man.
Hey, Stephen A. a wild boy. Why is he out of pocket for saying somebody would have touched him, he would have responded? He can't say that because Bron.
No, it's not even that. That was never the energy, though.
Yeah.
Like, somebody geeked you to do that, bro. Like, Bron didn't say, man, I was going to whoop his ass, but I decided to chill out.
Yeah.
Exactly. He came to you pressing him like he was an angry dad. He came pressing you like that wasn't no NBA. That wasn't no fighting energy. That was just I'm about to press you. It was straight. I'm about to press you and let you know. Stop talking. Keep your son's name out my mouth. That's all he was on.
If Bron would have said that, then you could have, you know what I mean, responded in that manner, bro. But you out of pocket with just automatically saying, I hit that nigga in the shit. Because that's what it's coming off as.
That shit was building up. Bron said he was going to do that, though. He said once I mention him, he going to get geeked up.
Well, how can you be mad at Bron, though, and y'all been talking about him for 22 years, bro? Yeah. Like, you can't be mad at that. He didn't say nothing wrong, nigga, and he showed your weak-ass boxing highlights. You mid. You gonna talk about my son, nigga? You really mid. And your workout gear trash. You not even swaggy.
You got the 2K no VC starter kit.
You not even swaggy being sad.
You gotta be swaggy if you gonna be sad.
Facts, bro. At least be fresh.
That's hilarious, man. The funny thing about this is that LeBron went on Pat McAfee show yesterday and just went crazy on everybody that worked at ESPN. And he did it on purpose because he knows Stephen A. and Pat got beef. Yeah. So he went on his op show and aired the clip out yesterday. He told Brian, we're her. Nigga, we ain't friends. That shit was hilarious.
Wendy be vouching for him, too. Yeah. I felt bad for him.
20 years. 20 years straight, that's crazy.
Nah, man. What you feel about it, though, Lito? You think Stephen A. should just sit down, or?
I just think he's good at what he do. Yeah. I mean, shit is almost like promotion. He bringing more eyes and ears to, you know, I guess that's shock journalism or whatever, but, you know, to say he would have took off on him is wild.
That is wild.
Yeah, bro, LeBron James is 6'8", bro.
Yeah, he ain't want no smoke.
On something else, but Stephen A., cut it out, dog. That's not you. As y'all know, the LeBron, Stephen A. back and forth continues. I was traveling a bit the past 2 days, so I didn't get to initially watch the LeBron Versation. That's the name of it. Live. So I had to catch it today. And with me catching up to it, Stephen A doubles down on him saying that, hey, had LeBron put his hands on me during that Knicks game when he came and like approached me, had he put his hands on me, I would have swung on him. Now he said I would have got my butt kicked or whatever, but that's besides the point. And he steady continues to miss the point, and I almost think it's to the point where it's on purpose. But we'll get to Stephen A in a bit. I want to start off with this podcast clip. I'm only gonna play about 30 seconds of it because this is such a reach, and I think instead of putting tariffs on all this other stuff, we just put tariffs on podcast mics. As someone who started a podcast, this is egregious. Like the reach that he makes. Because how from this do you land here? I'm gonna play the clip for y'all. Here y'all go.
He's on a mission to belittle Stephen A. Smith. I get that. And by the way, that's some genius shit to do on some like respect. I respect LeBron for how he's carrying Stephen A. It was on some power shit. You want me to show you my power, nigga? Let me show you my power. No doubt. Here's the why I said he was a sucker move. He should have went to a smaller podcaster. He should have went to a small nigga. You're LeBron James. You could have did a fucking kid podcast on the street. You would have changed that kid's life. You would have changed the ecosystem for that kid if you would have did it. You could have did an unknown podcaster or a new podcaster or anything, but you went to Pat McAfee, a white kid.
And this is where it's so crazy to me in this situation in particular, because this has nothing to do with race. And I thought it was a by LeBron James' team. I thought it was a petty move because he went on ESPN, Stephen A. Smith's network where he works, and did an interview not with Stephen A. Smith, not going on First Take. He went to Pat McAfee. So I don't think this has anything to do with race. And you bringing race into it is just irrelevant in this situation, because you bringing up Pat McAfee, he just needed a platform. You know, like he could have did it on his own platform. I just thought it was a petty move, but race has nothing to do with it. And if he went to a smaller podcast, LeBron James isn't going to go on a smaller podcast. He's LeBron James, and you'll see where he lands a little bit, because he said a kid. Now, mind you, yeah, like you're just nitpicking at this point. Like it just feels nitpicky. It feels like you just reaching for a point to make to butt yourself into the conversation.
Comes on right after Stephen A. Smith. Comes on right after him.
That's the point. That was the point that you're missing, and that in you in this pattern of being like Stephen A. Smith by missing the point. I think that was very intentional.
Sucker fucking shit. This is my problem. This is the internet again. It's like, you're LeBron James. You can say I'm here and we're gonna follow. Didn't do that.
The point wasn't to try to uplift black people in this situation. It was just, and that wasn't the whole conversation. That was a small monocle of the grander. They talked about his Nike deal. They talked about his relationship with Jordan. They talked about being a child star and then growing into an adulthood. They talked about his longevity. They talked about so much stuff in this interview, and to make the bulk of the interview about, or try to like conflate that a lot of it was about Stephen A. Smith and that back and forth that they had, just is like, it's mind blowing to me that you took that piece of the LeBron Versation and pivoted it into, okay, let's make this about black people. Well, LeBron James, how about you get in your community and help the kid on the corner with his podcast? How about you get out there and do it and show him the way? That shouldn't be up for LeBron James. You go do it. Easy enough. So I don't know how much. We'll see how long further he got.
If you're going to go out Stephen A. Smith, help the next one. Help the kid that likes you. Help the voice. Help one of those bronsexuals that love you and go and say, I'm going to pick you. That's the gangster move to do. You got on Stephen, because let's be clear, the internet's going to find it. and we're going to go watch it. LeBron James does not need the biggest microphone for his voice to travel. He is LeBron fucking James. Whatever he says is going to travel because of who he is, and he's smart enough to know that. And he's smart enough to know that. That's why he confronted Stephen A. But to me, listen, bro, you doing the same thing he doing. Now you want to talk about it, nigga. Talk to me, nigga, but you don't want to talk to me because it's going to help me. Okay, I get that. You want to see me be you want to show me how big you are, then show me how big you are and go to somebody small and make them big. Because let's be clear, Cat Williams fucking changed Club Shay Shay.
He did that.
If you're going to do an interview.
That's the last point I wanted to get to on this clip. Then we going to move on because he yapping. He said go on Club Shay Shay. Shannon Sharpe, given he was popular in the 90s because of his personality, and then transitioned into being on Fox with Stephen A. Well, not Stephen A. On Fox he's on ESPN with Stephen A. He's on Fox with Skip Bayless. And he makes a name for himself. He's a character, like now he's more of a household name than he was when he was playing football. Parlay that into Club Shay Shay, which gets him that. But he had built up his own platform before Cat Williams ever got there. And it wasn't like Cat Williams was the hottest name in media. Shannon Sharpe was he was just interviewing everybody, and that interview just so happened to pop. So for you to say, or it's almost discrediting Shannon Sharpe's hard work. So, and I hate that. If anything, if I want to stay on his point and he want to help somebody who building their own platform, go on Jeff Teague's podcast. Go here. Club 520. Go here and let's react here. And let's go. Let LeBron James sit down with Jeff Teague and B Hen, because B Hen is unfiltered. So let's go here. That's where I'm done. Let me just close that tab because that was some complete BS by him and a reach. But if I pulled anything from that, yeah, I would have much rather seen the dynamic with LeBron James, B Hen, and Jeff Teague and his other two pod mates. I would have much rather seen that on here. But I like the pettiness that he went on ESPN on his network to kind of a rival show to Stephen A's First Take. So I thought it was a chess move.